We'll take you to the bilateral talks which have just concluded between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and visiting New Zealand Prime Minister John Key. These are the visuals we're getting for you from Hyderabad House, and in a short while from now the joint press statement will be issued by both the leaders.
Guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to today's ceremony where three documents will be exchanged. The first is the third protocol to the convention between the Government of the Republic of India and the Government of New Zealand for the avoidance of double taxation and the prevention of fiscal evasion with respect to taxes on income. This will be exchanged on the New Zealand side by Ms. Andrea Smith, Deputy Secretary MFAT, and on the Indian side by Srimati Preeti Saran, Secretary East in the Ministry of External Affairs. May I invite the signatories to please step forward. The second document to be exchanged is an MOU between the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports of the Government of the Republic of India and Sport New Zealand of the Government of New Zealand on cooperation in the field of youth affairs and sports, to be exchanged on the New Zealand side by His Excellency Graham Morton, the High Commissioner of New Zealand to India, and on the Indian side by Shri Rajiv Yadav, Secretary Department of Sports. Thank you. The third document to be exchanged is an arrangement between the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India and the Ministry of Primary Industries of New Zealand regarding food safety cooperation, to be exchanged on the New Zealand side by His Excellency Graham Morton, the New Zealand High Commissioner, and on the Indian side by Shri Ashish Bahuguna, Chairman FSSAI. Thank you. This concludes the exchange of agreement ceremony. I now hand over to my colleague, Shri Vikas Swarup.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We will now have press statements by the two leaders. May I first invite Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to deliver his press remarks.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister John Key, members of the delegations, members of the media, I am delighted to welcome Excellency Key to India. Excellency, I am told that it is now a regular feature for the New Zealand Parliament to celebrate the festival of Diwali. And you yourself have participated in several of these festivities. So it is a particular pleasure to receive you in India during the festive season. Friends, Prime Minister Key and I have met several times on the sidelines of multilateral summits. And today, it is an honor for us to welcome Excellency Key in India on a bilateral visit. In a little while from now, our cricket teams will take the field in Ranchi for the 4th One-Day International. In many ways, some of the cricketing terminology reflects progress in our bilateral linkages. In our ties, we have moved from fielding at long off to taking a fresh guard at the batting pitch. Defensive play has given way to aggressive batting. Friends, Prime Minister Key and I had detailed and productive discussions on all aspects of our bilateral engagement and multilateral cooperation. Trade and investment ties have been one of the key areas of our conversation. We both recognize the need for greater economic engagement in order to effectively respond to the growing uncertainties in global economy. and agreed that expanding business and commercial ties should continue to be one of the priority items of our partnership. I'm sure that the large business delegation accompanying Prime Minister Key will not only witness firsthand the investment opportunities on offer in India's growth story. Their interactions will also build new commercial partnership between our two countries. I would like to mention food processing, dairy and agriculture, and related areas in their supply chain as some of the areas of particular potential for bilateral cooperation. New Zealand's strength and capacity in these sectors can combine with India's vast technology needs to build partnership that can benefit both our societies. We also agreed that action by both governments should also promote greater business connectivity, including through movement of skilled professionals between our two economies and societies. In this regard, we have agreed to continue to work closely towards an early conclusion of a balanced and mutually beneficial comprehensive economic cooperation agreement. Friends, alongside extensive bilateral engagement, our close cooperation also extended to the global arena. Our regional issues, we have agreed to enhance our cooperation, including in the East Asia Summit process. The reform of international governance institutions is a shared priority for us both. We are thankful for New Zealand's support to India joining a reformed UN Security Council as a permanent member. As we make our own contribution to the development efforts of the Pacific Island countries, we will continue to consult closely with New Zealand and to complement and supplement each other's effort. I am also thankful to Prime Minister Key for New Zealand's constructive approach to the consideration of India's membership of the Nuclear Supply Group. Friends, terrorism remains one of the greatest challenges to global peace and security. Today, the financial, logistical, and information networks of terror span the entire globe. The barriers of geography do not safeguard against the threat of radicalization and terrorism. Nations who believe in humanity need to coordinate their actions and policies to counter this threat. Prime Minister Key and I have agreed to strengthen our security and intelligence cooperation against terrorism and radicalization, including in the domain of cybersecurity. Excellency, the people of New Zealand have expressed their confidence in your leadership time and again, and I can see why. I thank you, Excellency, of your personal commitment to take our bilateral partnership forward and to strengthen the bonds of friendship and people-to-people relations between our countries. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to you and your delegation and wish you a productive and successful visit to India. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I thank the Prime Minister for his statement. May I now invite Right Honourable John Key, Prime Minister of New Zealand, to deliver his press remarks.
Kia ora tātou, namaste, sasri akal. Prime Minister, can I thank you for the invitation to be here in India. This is my second visit as Prime Minister, the last one which took place in 2011. So it's great to be back. In the last 5-year period, of course, India has undergone tremendous change in growth and development. And as I said in our discussions, Prime Minister, we welcome you to pay us a visit in New Zealand. I think you would enjoy the opportunity not only to see a little more of our country, but to engage with the diaspora that is very significant of Indians of all ages that come and live and spend some time in New Zealand. Of course, As you say, India is in the process now of celebrating Diwali, the festival of lights, the triumph of good over evil. And you also went on to be kind enough to talk about the cricket matches that have been taking place here in India, but gracious enough not to be talking about the fact that India has been triumphing over New Zealand. We, of course, are trying to build as warm and close a relationship with India as we can, and we've gone to the extraordinary lengths of ensuring that the former Black Caps captain, Brendan McCullum, is now playing for Gujarat. So we are truly committed to the relationship between New Zealand and India. We had a very productive meeting today. New Zealand and India already share a strong and growing relationship which we believe can go from strength to strength. Today the Prime Minister and I discussed a range of new initiatives which will help in this regard. We agreed on ways to work more closely together in areas such as food safety, cybersecurity, education and customs. This reflects the broadening nature of our relationship, which is underpinned by growing trade ties. As I said earlier, since my visit here in 2011, trade between India and New Zealand has increased by a third, but there's the potential to do a great deal more. And both Prime Minister Modi and I are committed to creating the business environments in our countries which allow our people to get ahead, to create jobs and opportunities, and to create prosperity for our people. Streamlining trade rules through high-quality trade agreements will encourage that, and Prime Minister Modi and I agreed to work towards that goal through our bilateral free trade agreement negotiations and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership talks, ASEAN. We also agreed to continue close coordination on a range of security issues, including international terrorism. I reiterated to Prime Minister Modi New Zealand's consistent support for India to become a member of the reformed United Nations Security Council, including if this means an expansion of permanent members. Both Prime Minister Modi and I underlined our strong interest in advancing nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation. We had a detailed conversation about India's application to become a member of the Nuclear Suppliers Group. I acknowledged the importance to India of it joining the NSG. I also stated that New Zealand would continue to contribute constructively to the process currently underway in the NSG to consider India's membership. New Zealand is committed to working with the NSG members to reach a decision, and as soon as possible. This has been a very productive meeting. Once again, Prime Minister, can I thank you and your government for the hospitality and the discussions we've had. We have a genuine interest in India's success, and we intend to remain true, honest and engaged friends. And can we congratulate you on all that you've achieved in your time as Prime Minister.
I thank the two leaders for their statements. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the joint press briefing. Thank you all.